big news today. Baseball is back, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Stay away, COVID.
Fuck you, COVID. You can suck my dick.
Actually, I want to do that.
No, I made up my own song.
We'll shrivel it up.
COVID, you can suck my dick. Everyone, wear your mask so we all don't get sick.
I've been reading baseball news all day today. I feel like I'm on crack. Like I feel like I'm high. Like reading actual baseball. Like looking at rotations now. Like looking at I swear to God, they cancel this shit in 2 more weeks. I'm gonna kill someone.
Jesus, Kale. He's fucking upset. Are you seeing this?
I'm just saying. I'm literally getting pumped up now. Like, all right. And MLB, they refunded my money for my baseball package. Okay. They refunded my money, and for 60-game season, they better just give me. I've been a MLB.TV subscriber now for 8 straight years. I should get this shit for free. I should get it for free the rest of the year.
Jesus Christ, comrade! If you love baseball, you'll just pay for that. What the hell?
I'm just saying, I should get it for free for all this crap they put me through the past.
Cale Hall has been supporting the Gamecocks since he was an absolute child. They're going to go 5-7 this year. They should give him free season tickets.
Exactly.
What do you think about that, Cale?
8-4 this year. 8-4.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Mike Bobo.
5-7, but
Mike Bobo's back. Mike Bobo's here.
If anybody on this podcast deserves free tickets, it's Cale Hall, because he's been a Gamecock fan for fucking ever, and
I don't want free tickets
out of this shit.
I don't want free tickets. Want to know why? I've had one free ticket to a Gamecock game. Well, I guess I had student tickets too, but I don't really count them as free because you got to pay tuition to go. So I've had one free ticket to a Gamecock game. One.
And you lost.
And that was the game you'll bring up today. Just a little shit show with the Charlie Whitehurst game. We got destroyed, 63-17.
Yep.
So I don't want. I'll pay for the shit.
Fucking goddamn. You ready to start the show, boys?
Yes.
All right. So, welcome into the latest edition of the Rob, Comrade, and Cale Show. I am Rob Sanders. I am your host. I represent the Clemson Tigers on this podcast, winners of 2 of the last, 4 national championships, something like that. I'm fucking on vacation.
No one cares.
I'm
whacked out. What it is.
Nobody cares.
Fuck off. I don't remember.
Half your fan base only been a fan for 4 years anyway, so who cares?
Comrade, you can find a bag of dicks and eat it, please.
I'm sorry,
Thank you.
Not hungry.
I also have 2 co-hosts for the show, including the worst man on Facebook. Everybody hates him, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you are a Southern gentleman or a Yankee carpetbagger from New York or an asshole from out west. They all hate the comrade, Mike Dobreski. Mike, good evening, sir.
It's good to be here. I'm a little bit worried that my home state, the motherland state, if I went there right now, they would have to have me quarantined for 14 days. They don't want me. They basically made a rule in New York that if I come from South Carolina, I feel kind of hurt. I'm a native, so I feel kind of hurt. But it's good to be here. It is great to be here, and I feel a little like an energy boost tonight. Baseball looks like it's coming back. I mean, they have a plan in place. I mean, I feel wired. I feel wired right now. I'm like, I do baseball here soon. Good news.
Also with the show is, of course, the bald man from the upstate, Cale Hall. Cale, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you. It's great to be here. Back after a week absence. It seems like it's been 2. Summer's just rolling right along. I swear, if I hear the damn words "new normal" or fucking unprecedented times again, my head's gonna damn explode. But other than that, I'm good.
Challenging times. These are challenging times too. I really got that.
Fuck all
challenging times. Unprecedented times.
Fuck all that. You're right about that, Cale. Shout out to my buddy Izzo watching on Facebook Live this evening. Appreciate you, sir. You guys should check out his podcast. It's called The Company with my buddy Brian Leonard. His nickname on the radio was Be Real, but I used to call him Be Fake. He get mad as shit at me. But I love some Brian Leonard, and of course my buddy Izzo watching over there on Facebook Live. Check out The Company podcast. It records every Monday night at about 10 o'clock. I am the head asshole for that show. You can check that out. They discuss all kind of stuff. I just comment and say stupid shit.
I
So
find that hard
check
to
out
believe.
Like you do here.
Yeah,
kind of like you
exactly.
do here. You comment,
check out
say
the
stupid
company.
shit.
Check out the company podcast Monday nights at 10 o'clock. You can also download it. I think it's on what spot. Izzo, just type over there where the hell you guys are. I don't remember. Not that I don't care. I just don't remember, sir. All right. So tonight we're going to preview the Tennessee football program for this season, but I need about 4 minutes. Okay. 4 minutes of our time tonight, gentlemen. Comrade, do you have your iPhone over there?
Yes. Why?
All right. I want you to set a timer for 4 minutes because that's all we're going to bring up on the show for this piece that I'm talking about right now.
Wait.
Set the timer for 4 minutes and then I'm going to go.
I can't find my timer. Hold on.
All right. Well, just to set it up while he's doing
I got it. Stopwatch.
Okay. Stopwatch. Got it. You ready?
Go.
All right, go. Here's the thing. Tonight, I'm going to take a minute and we are going to talk about the scandal that is the Bubba Wallace situation with NASCAR. And the reason that I'm doing this is because on this podcast, we goof on each other a lot, but we try to tell you what is truthful for the majority of the time. And I've seen nothing but a bunch of fucking bullshit for about 3 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you facts from the head of NASCAR and the head of the FBI. Okay? These are things that should not be questioned. Okay? So we're going to put this out there for you. And then I've got a remedy for people that have issues with this. All right? So here we go. The roller coaster thing started when NASCAR released a statement Sunday night saying that a noose had been found in the Talladega Super Speedway garage. Bubba Wallace, that was his garage, obviously. Late Tuesday, there was relief among the NASCAR garage, some embarrassment among those same people, and celebration because it came out that the FBI said there was no racial intent with this. So once again, let's clap our hands for that because that's freaking awesome, all right? But before all of that came about, you had a slew of people that decided they were going to drag Bubba Wallace's name through the mud. Now, this is a guy that, let's be completely honest, he is the Jackie Robinson of NASCAR. I'm not trying to, put him up there with Jackie Robinson's achievements because he hasn't really achieved all of that yet. But in essence, he is basically the Jackie Robinson of NASCAR. Now, he came out and made a statement about a week ago saying that he supported the Black Lives Matter movement. NASCAR took down their Confederate flags, said we're not going to have that in our sport anymore. That's not what this is about. Okay, so if you're one of those people that have this whole, I support the Confederate flag, you know what? I'm not even going to address that. What I am going to address is that he was told, according to ESPN, that there was a noose in his garage. Okay? That's what they said. Now, what ended up being a noose was something that had been there. It's been documented from like October. Okay? You can make the argument that it was something that was pulling down, that they can pull down the shed on. I'm not here to do that. What I'm here to tell you is that you should be ashamed of yourself if you're one of these idiots that put out there and said, you know what? This is just like the Jesse Smollett thing. This is Jesse Smollett. He's doing this for attention. He's never done anything like this, you motherfuckers. That's just the way that it is. And yet you're going to drag his name through the mud. A guy that has the complete backing of every damn NASCAR driver that's out there. They walked with him because they were ashamed of what had happened. They walked with him up pit road. And yet you dumb fucks, the first thing you do is you put out there that you thought it was a noose made out of a serpentine belt. And you mocked him for saying that he was stupid for thinking that. That's an absolute lie put out there to drag the man through the mud. He was told it was a noose by the FBI. He was told it was a noose by NASCAR. So when he went on CNN last night, they asked him if it was a noose. He went with what the FBI told him. This isn't rocket science, folks. If the FBI tells me something after 15 people have investigated on it, then I'm going to go with it. Simple as that. So, but everybody comparing him to Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett paid to have people beat his ass, and then he reported it to the cops. This is not even an issue of that. The president of NASCAR went to Bubba Wallace in tears about this because he knows he caught hell last week for supporting the Black Lives Matter movement and supporting the Confederate flag coming down. So he went to him in tears with this and was beyond upset. It was found by the FBI and by NASCAR that he didn't do anything wrong, but yet you're going to call him Jussie Smollett and everything else. Why is that? Take that within yourself and figure out why that you think that you called him Jussie Smollett. And now you're posting things like some of the idiots, the people that I thought were decent people, posting pictures of fucking white cups and saying that he's calling them damn Klan hats. Are you really that fucking ignorant? Adjust your line of thinking, folks. And I tell you what, here's one other thing for you. If you're one of these assholes that's running around and you're saying, you know what, NASCAR did this for fucking attention. You know what I got for you, ladies and gentlemen? The Sanders family is making these live just for you. Watch these right now. Here we go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can have, I can't even get my fucking headset on back with it, but you can have a tinfoil hat just like this if you believe this, okay? You're one of those people that probably believe we didn't land on the damn moon. You're one of those motherfuckers, so you need a tinfoil hat. If you want a tinfoil hat, you get with me right now. I'll put my PayPal information up there, and my children and I will make them for you and send them to you, okay? But if you think for one damn minute that no one is going to defend Bubba Wallace on this show, I will. And you know what? I respect the shit out of my two co-hosts, but I don't give a fuck. This is how I feel. Sorry. All right, there you go. I'm with that. I'm going to wear my tinfoil hat for the rest of the show, gentlemen. So deal with it. We're going to talk Tennessee football.
That was almost 6 minutes.
Let's thank our sponsors first. What?
That was almost 6 minutes right there. That was sorry. I didn't stop you.
You told me to 4 out of cut the fuck off.
You were going. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Well, that's fine. I've written all this down and researched it all day. Everything that I have is backed up by the FBI and NASCAR. If you want a tinfoil hat, let me know. We'll get you one. We'll get you one with the big fins like mine. That way you can be closer to the fuckery, because that's where you're at. By the way, we have sponsors for the show, including Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmart. You can go by there and get some of the best wings, the best beer, all of that at Callaway's. Why is Kale saying shit? Did you break something, Kale?
I'm having some problems here. With
all right. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay. All right. So Callaway's Bar and Grill.com. There you go with that. Also, we have DNC Trucking and Transport, the No Spin Zone segment with the Comrade. Comrade, read away.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. I'm cheering for the COVID to ruin football season, so I don't have to watch my shithole team play. And now a word from Charlie Whitehurst, who never lost to my team, going a perfect 4-0. The route in 2003, the 63-17 game was, it was just a party, and everything went good, and we all played great and all that stuff. But that one was we just killed them. It wasn't a football game. I'm the reason Cal Hall pisses in the sink. It's shameful to support the Gamecocks. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Thank you, Dennis, for sponsoring the show. I appreciate you for doing that. All right, so
I don't know if there is any other former, present, or past Clemson football player that I would like to slap right in the fucking face more than that son of a bitch. Fuck that guy. That's
Kale,
the fucking.
Why would you like to slap him in the face? Go ahead, Kale.
But he's a fucking little obnoxious shit. And what? Congratulations Oh, you're 63-17. Congratulations on the other 3 games that you barely fucking won.
Yeah.
Congratulations on getting a mud hole to stop you. Congratulations on holding the clipboard in the NFL. Great job.
The sad thing is about
Yeah,
5%. 5% of Clemson fans know who Charlie Whitehurst is. 5% know who he is.
Is it that much?
I mean, I would say about 5%. I mean, we got people probably in this room that go, "Who's Charlie White? What happened in 03? What happened again?"
Shit.
Wait, was he?
Yeah.
Was he
There was a
Deshaun?
picture of him a couple of years ago on his Twitter, and now he's got long, or in this picture, he has long hair. And, you know, it's slicked back, and he's got his fucking shades on. He's on the damn cruise ship somewhere with a glass of fucking champagne. And I'd like to slap that fucking shit right out of your damn hand and pour my beer all over your fucking head, you shithead.
Easy, Kale. Damn. Kale, why are you so upset?
I don't know, damn it. I haven't been here in a while. I gotta let some frustration out.
Dude,
Let the free flags fly.
I know, right? I haven't been on the air in since Friday because I'm on vacation this week for my iHeart job. But you're right, Kale. That's pretty funny. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about Tennessee. I thought we would do, first of all, the good, the bad, and the ugly with Tennessee for this season. And, you know, I think that who wants to go first with this? Do you have a good, bad, or ugly with Tennessee that you would like to talk about? Who wants to go first?
I want to do bad for Tennessee. Can I do bad?
Okay.
I'll go.
Sure, you can do bad.
Okay.
Right,
Here's the bad Tennessee.
All right, so Mike's going to go first, and then we'll let Kale go second.
The bad with Tennessee is this.
All right.
You know, of the top, I was reading an article today. They listed the top 30 players in the SEC. How many Tennessee players are in that top 30, do you think? Any guesses?
For the recruiting?
One.
No, for guys coming back for this coming season, of the top 30 players in the SEC, how many guys the SEC have in that list?
One, Trey Smith.
That is correct.
Yep.
They have one. Trey Smith, number 10. Okay, so
right.
I have a problem with this whole kind of rebirth of Tennessee stuff we're hearing, all because they managed to win a couple of games into the year and beat a Gamecock team that was freaking down its damn fumes. And suddenly they're like, "Oh, we're for real." They lost to BYU last year, lost to Georgia. Was Georgia Southern, Georgia State? God, the team lost it. Okay.
Right.
I don't buy Jeremy Pruitt, so just keep that in mind about talent-wise, okay?
Right.
They got a little ways to go, talent-wise. Okay. So that's the bad, we'll call that.
All right, Kale, do you want to do you have good, bad, or ugly, Kale? Which one do you have?
Here's the ugly.
Jesus
you want to talk about what?
And I'm just saying, both of you went ugly with them. I figured you guys would have something nice to say.
Here's the ugly. I mean, your defense, you got returning. Their defense is okay. I mean, it's not bad. It's not elite. You're just kind of middle of the road there. The offense, they do have 9 returning starters, which is great. You got the entire offensive line returning, and this offensive line in most circles ranked number 1 in the SEC. Plus, you got Cade Mays coming in, transferring in from Georgia, right? So he's going to supplant one of the starters who was there last year and make that line even stronger. Problem is, the skill position talent around it does not match this offensive line. That quarterback situation is bad at best. Jerk Guarantano has been really, really underwhelming his entire career. Never really done anything of substance.
Right.
Your running backs, I like one of the running backs, the Eric Gray guy. I think that will end up being the star. One of them, Tim Jordan, they already kicked him off the team. Ty Chandler, and he's okay. You return one guy who has seen any significant time as far as catching touchdowns, that being Josh Palmer, the senior. There is no Juwan Jennings anymore, who counted for let's see, 8 touchdowns last year catching the ball. There is no Marquez Callaway anymore, who caught 6 touchdown passes. Both these guys went for, well, Juwan went for almost 1,000 yards. Marquez for about 635. And Marquez can return some punts too. We know all about that. Right. So my thing is, you got a great offensive line. You have no receiver talent. Your quarterback talent is very mediocre. And your running back talent, while young and yeah, it may develop, still not where it needs to be even in the considered the upper echelon of even the SEC East. So that great offensive line, it's like it's wasted. It's almost like you meet this really hot girl, you senior year of high school, and you think you're going to be able to get it in, and then you find out, well, I'm not going to be able to sniff her beaver because she's a vacation Bible school teacher.
I thought you were going to say I can't sniff her beaver because she's a man.
Nice beaver.
Well, I thought that's where you were going to go.
That would be a curveball in more ways than one.
Shit. All right. Well, I should not have because I actually wrote good, bad, and ugly for Tennessee. But
how did I just go from Marquez Callaway to talking about Harry Beavers?
God. Well, you're the one who brought up the hot girl in high school, not me, dude.
We love beavers.
Just saying. Beavers. Anyway, so since you did the good or the bad and the ugly, I have to do the good now because we have to have something.
Well, you know, Jeremy Pruitt. Here we go. Here comes the Kiss Fest.
Jeremy Pruitt, good. And by the way, this hat is like cooking my damn brain. I'm going to be like microwave my freaking skull. Anyway.
You will now see Rob make out orally here with Jeremy Pruitt. Watch the tongue bath he gives Jeremy Pruitt right now. Go ahead.
I'm not even mentioning Jeremy Pruitt. Why are you so upset?
I'm just you love him.
Have Jeremy Pruitt as your coach.
Listen,
I tell you what.
I could go back to last year's shows early, like probably a year ago now.
Love Jeremy Pruitt. I'm standing by what I said.
You were all over Jeremy Pruitt. I mean, you thought he was the greatest. You thought he was Bear Bryant mixed in with Bill Belichick.
I can tell you that you've won.
You basically had Jeremy Pruitt as the love child of Bear Bryant and Bill Belichick last year.
I got to go get my chicken and a biscuit.
Okay.
I'm going to mute you, dude.
Okay, I'm just letting
you know. Tired of it. You let me finish what I've got here?
Go ahead.
You're talking about ugly and everything else. This has nothing to do with Jeremy Pruitt. The best thing about Tennessee is the offensive line. Trey Smith is the all-SEC anchor. Wanya Morris is going to be a good pass blocker as well. Cade Mays is transferring in from Georgia. I don't know if they have the ruling on whether or not he's going to be eligible or not. If he's eligible, they've got the best offensive line in the SEC, period. Just saying. Now, I do agree with Kale. You could have a great offensive line, but the reality is the skill position players, I give the skill position players maybe a C-. Okay, they have the potential. They could probably be a little bit better, but as of right now, they're not. The quarterback situation is my bad. You know, Guantanamo is good, led him to a bowl win. He's had moments. He's looked really good, but he has a problem with the I word, which is inconsistent. Brian Maurer is the freshman. He hit 50% of his passes, 2 touchdown passes, and he threw 5 picks. So he's obviously not very freaking accurate.
That's not good.
That's not very good at all. I mean, that's not very good at all. So that's kind of the bad in my opinion. So the mediocre is they do have some defensive backs returning. Sean Schamberger is the name I have in my notes. He's a safety nickel spot, finishing 5th on the team, 47 tackles. Jalen McCulloch is back after a strong freshman year. Junior Bryce Thompson. Didn't Bryce Thompson almost go to South Carolina, Mike? And there was like grades or some shit that kept him from going, or he got arrested, or
yeah, I think it was about. Yeah, he was. I think it was about. He's a little sketchy. Yeah, I think he had a restraining order against him in high school that came to light.
He beat up.
There's a reason.
He beat He beat his girlfriend up here a few months ago and threatened to burn the damn school down.
I mean, I see this a lot on Facebook. A lot of times,
there's a headliner. Let's put him on the fucking poster outside Neyland Stadium.
A lot of times, I say this as a joke when we lose a recruit. We lose a recruit. I joke about how the Gamecocks backed off of people, but truly, this is somebody that the Gamecocks did really back off of, and because they didn't want to say publicly what it was, but being the fact that I'm kind of around here in Columbia and I know high school coaches and stuff, I kind of heard stuff about him and kind of knew why they weren't going after him. Then they all kind of came out later on. So, Gamecock fans are mad though. Like, how come we just totally didn't get him? And I'm like, well, there's a kind of a reason, Oh, I don't give a shit. We need talent. I'm like, well,
we goof about that, but he was a problem. I think he went to Dutch Fork.
He had grade issues too, didn't he?
I think so too. There's all kinds of red flags. Man, there were red flags.
I think I speak for all of us in that if you're dumb and you can play, we can get you a tutor. But if you beat women and threaten to burn the school down, we really can't fucking help you. I think
we gotta be really good.
Agree on that, right?
Listen, there's always like a gap in terms of now. Your talent has to be off the charts for the crap you'll accept. Okay, let's be honest, because football coaches are about winning, and so if you are an elite player, they will take it through the red flags. Okay, but he's really good. If you're kind of good, like he's like a good ball player. He's not like program changing. Well, if you're just one of those guys, well, you can't have any red flags. Okay. If you're Jadeveon Clowney, not that Clowney had any red flags. If you're Jadeveon Clowney, you can kind of overlook it. Like, okay, listen. Okay.
I've got a better example for that. And I think you'll agree with me on this. My tinfoil hat's looking stupid. Derek Watson. I think that's the perfect example because he was a game-changing running back for the Gamecocks, but he couldn't keep his ass out of trouble. And I'm not just picking at him. I can think of Clemson players that had the same fucking issues. Mike Bellamy's one of them. Yeah. Great fucking player.
And it goes pros too. I mean, Terrell Owens. When Terrell Owens was an elite wide receiver, every team would try to put up with his crap. They would trade for him and say, listen, we can fix him. Once he became an average receiver who can still help a team now talent-wise because he's got experience, he couldn't find a job. It was like, what you give us isn't enough, okay? Like Jerry Rice was an average receiver towards the end of his career. But teams kept on picking him up. Why? He's a good guy. He's a mentor. He's a leader in the locker room, okay? And Terrell Owens couldn't figure out why he wasn't getting the job later on in his career. Well, it's because your talent level now is at a point where the headache doesn't match up, okay? For the Red Sox fans, Manny Ramirez, the whole line, Manny being Manny, we put up with Manny, the Red Sox did, hitting 50 bombs a year. Okay, Manny, you can push down the traveling secretary. Okay, you can do that stuff. We'll cover for you. Oh, all of a sudden now you're hitting 280 and 20 home runs. We're kind of done with your shit. Okay, we can find that with a normal guy now. So it's kind of what you do. So
you had to deal with that. We had to deal with assholes. Yeah, it's kind of the way it is. So moving along. So we've given you the good, the bad, and the ugly with Tennessee. I think the next thing we'll do, we'll go game by game on their schedule, and I'm going to save what we how we pick these things. And I would
tonight.
Go ahead, Kim.
One of my YouTube channels I watch a lot, SG1 Sports, over on YouTube, did a game by game prediction for them a couple of days ago. I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, let's see where we come up with here. Game one is now obviously this is all coronavirus. If we have a season, I know that blah blah blah. But let's see how we predict the games as they're scheduled as of right now. Okay, so September 5th they play Charlotte. I'm confident that they can beat Charlotte. Are you guys picking them to win over Charlotte or not?
Yes.
Hale, what you got?
Well, I mean, they did lose to Georgia State last year in the opener, so nothing is for certain, but Will Healy, good young coach, lost some talent up there at Charlotte going into this year, though. So I would think that Tennessee will take the win there at home. So they're 1-0.
Can I, real quick, Cody Branch, a Tennessee fan, made a comment. Bryce Thompson has stayed out of trouble since he's been at Tennessee. Wrong. He was arrested on a misdemeanor assault charge while at Tennessee. Yeah. Okay, hey, come on.
Let's try to be honest. He's been kind of a shit show up there. He
okay,
beat the shit out of his girlfriend and said he was.
What news channel? What news? Where do you get your news, sir?
VolInsider.com or lickvolnuts.com. That's where he gets his news.
Nutsack.forehead.com. I don't know what he's doing.
Nutsack.forehead.com. That's funny. Let's see here. And up next, we've got Oklahoma at Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma is going to be an interesting team. I think that I like their coach. But the quarterback's name is isn't it Spencer Rattler? Is that the new quarterback, Cale?
I think
Spencer Rattler. Yeah,
he's a Rattler.
Great name for a quarterback.
He's good.
I think he's going to be really good in a long line of successful quarterbacks that transfer into the University of Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray. Who was the guy they had last year? Fuck, I don't remember. But I'll take Oklahoma to get the win there. So yeah, Jalen Hurts. So I've got Tennessee dropping that game. What do you guys think?
I would say that.
You're great, Cal.
Yeah, I don't see them winning there. I mean, I think it could be a good game for a while. But Oklahoma's team, they're returning almost all their offensive line as well. Kenny Brooks, over 1,000 yards rushing last year, about half a dozen touchdowns or so. The quarterback situation, they're still filling that out. They got a Missouri State in the opener. The Spencer Rattler guy is good. I mean, he's like I was watching Pigskin Pete last night, and the Bobby Durkin's talking about Oklahoma and Spencer Rattler, and some have drawn comparisons to him to oh God, what's the jabroni's name? That the Chiefs quarterback,
Pat Mahomes.
Pat
Mahomes. Yeah, this guy can throw some sidearm shit, passes, dink and dunk. I mean, he can do it all. So I think they'll have some trouble with that. And I think that Oklahoma gets to win there. They returned 9 starters on their defense too, and their defense last year much improved over what it has been in the past. Yeah, I know they gave up 100 points in the playoff game to LSU, but throughout the course of the season, they were much better than they had been in the past.
All right, Mike, what do you think?
It would not shock me if they won this game. Just because, one, it's early in the year. Oklahoma with a new quarterback, that sometimes is a time you can catch teams. Also, the home field advantage. I mean, we're assuming that they're not going to have any fans there because of the COVID. So suddenly the home field advantage kind of wanes a little bit. I'll take Oklahoma to win, but it wouldn't shock me if Tennessee won this game. And I could see Tennessee winning this game too, and Tennessee Vol fans going ape shit over we're back, national title. Okay, and then we'll laugh at them. So in a way, I kind of hope they do win this game, just so I can laugh at Tennessee fans when the reality sets in the coming weeks. So I'm actually I'm going to predict they're going to win this game. I can see it right now. They're going to win this game, and Jimmy Pooh will be on there running his mouth. They each figure it out, and Rob will be in here the next day on the podcast talking about how he should be in the Canton Football Hall of Fame right now. Put him in. So I'm going to say they're going to win this game. They're going to eke one out, maybe get like a special teams play, and pull the upset. I'm going to say it.
All right, so you've got Tennessee at 2-0.
No.
Yes.
All right. Well,
no, that's not happening. You say that. You say there's no home field advantage here in these games because there may be little to no crowd. But
I'm not saying no home field advantage.
I mean, you still have to get on a plane. You still have to go somewhere that you that you and play in rare air. So
Yeah,
there's that.
I'm saying it's not as much of a home field now with this year. I think, and I'll be curious.
No, yeah, I think you could take them home field advantage points and probably cut them in half.
I'm curious what Vegas will do with their point spreads this year if we don't have crowds at college games, because usually it's about college has more of a home field advantage with point wise for Vegas. It's usually about 4 points a lot of times, except for ACC games like Wake Forest. There's like 2. But I'm being serious now. If you look at Phil Steele's book, Phil Steele has a home field point margin thing, and Clemson's like 4.5. Like Clemson's got a 4.5 point home field point spread margin. So I'm curious, and Vegas kind of goes along with that too. You can kind of track this with your opening lines, okay? Not their ending lines, because ending lines are based on people who bet money, but their opening lines.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, so.
Throwing that out too, real quick, guys. Any of y'all who want that Phil Steele magazine, I listen to a betting podcast from these Vegas guys. You're only going to be able to order that this year from philsteele.com. It will not be on the newsstands this year.
Are they printing it? I heard they weren't printing it. I heard it's going to be all digital this year. Are they going to print something you can order?
That's what he just said.
They're going to print it.
No, jackass.
They're going to print it. It's going to be a hard copy. Shit's going to be like $20, but I think that's about what it was last year when I bought one. I enjoy that. It really chock full of all kind of different stuff.
I ain't paying fucking shit. How's that sound? I ain't paying shit.
But they were talking. These guys that I listened to, it's called Wager Talk TV, and there's some guys from Las Vegas that they do a podcast, and they talk a lot of college football. They talk all sports. They're doing Korean baseball podcast too, as far as betting right now. So you can just imagine how interested I am in that.
That's good shit.
But they're talking about the crowds and possibly only having 20,000 people in an 80,000 seat stadium this year in different college atmospheres, and talking about how much. Well, 20,000 people can really make a lot of noise. And then they're talking about some fucking Australian rules football and how 20,000 people make a hell of a lot of noise there. Well, hello, I don't think they play in 80,000 seat stadiums. They probably play in a damn 20,000 seat stadium, right? And they're not distant 6 feet apart. So that made no sense to me.
Well, Cale, can you call in on that show? Is that feasible?
No.
Well, if you could just use the Jim Cornette analogy. I gotta go get on a goddamn death tube, motherfucker, with goddamn no air and fucking tube.
I could tweet on them. They might block me for that.
They gotta get on a fucking death tube. The next game on the schedule for Tennessee is the Furman game. I think I'm pretty confident that we all think that Tennessee will win that game. Do you guys agree or not?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Cale, you got them winning over Furman?
Yeah, I think they get to win. I expect Furman play. Yeah, I expect Furman to play pretty well. They might put up a few points. Furman's not a bad FCS team.
They're not a bad FCS team. We'll see how that works out for them. Up next, the meat of the schedule. Well, not necessarily the meat of the schedule. The next game up is in Knoxville against the Florida Gators. Now, Tennessee lost last year to Florida 34-3 down in the swamp. They got their dick kicked in down there. I think that Florida is going to win the East, so I'm going to take the Gators to come in and win that game by about 7 to 10 points. Cale, your thoughts on the Florida game?
Yeah, and if you'll remember last year when they beat them 34-3, that was the first game that Kyle Trask started for Florida. You know, he came in the second half of that Kentucky game and kind of rescued that one. I think Florida's just too good, just too fast. I think they'll come in there and overwhelm Tennessee a little bit. Might be a decent game for a while, but I see Florida taking that one in Knoxville. I mean, it's just too much of a talent disparity. I mean, I know Tennessee's recruited well. I know they have, but that's not going to pan out this year. Those guys are not. They're not going to help you this year. So I
That's a
see
good point.
Florida winning that game. Couple touchdowns,
Yeah.
like you say.
That's fair. All right, comrade, your pick on the Florida game.
Yeah,
Now,
Florida's
you
gonna
don't like Florida. Let's make sure we put that out there.
I'm not a big. I mean, I don't. I like Florida more than Tennessee. Okay, I just don't. I just think that the idea that when we talk Florida and Carolina, how you act like there's no way we can beat Florida this year, like that's like a damn pipe dream. Okay, that's all.
Stand by that. Pipe dream.
Okay, well you're an idiot. Okay, but if you think it's a pipe dream,
right.
so we're beating Florida this year. But anyway, I think Florida beats Tennessee.
Okay. So you got Florida beating Tennessee. So currently, Mike has Tennessee at 3-1. I've got Tennessee at 2-2, along with Kale. We have them sitting at 2-2. Then they play Mizzou, and that game is in Knoxville as well. Mizzou, of course, the new coach, Coach Drink. I think that's what our buddies from the Mazodcast call him. Who gets the guy loses his shit over a 3-star recruit. It's actually kind of funny when you watch him. He's just so hyped up. And I appreciate his ability to get his team jacked up. I like Larry Roundtree a little bit, and I think this game will be close because I honestly think that Coach Drink is the kind of guy that he's going to end up winning a game or two he shouldn't, because he's going to make games ugly. What I mean by that is that he's going to have a lot of games where he's just going to run the shit out of Roundtree and try to keep the other team off the field. And I think
they got another running back named Tyler Beatty is pretty good too.
Right. The 1-2 punch. I forgot the other guy's name, but they have the capability to run both of those guys. Now, I don't know who the fuck's going to play quarterback. They might damn fly Kale in and out play quarterback at this point.
Sean Robinson
that's
used to be the
name,
starter at
he
TCU until he got hurt a couple years ago.
Yeah, but we don't really know much about him. So with that, I think that that will be a win for the Vols, picking up their first win of the season. Hell, are you picking Mizzou or Tennessee in that game, October 3rd?
I'll take Tennessee, but I mean, be careful. That's a dangerous spot. I mean, Missouri's not a bad team, and they're really not. They had some last year. How the hell they lost to damn Vanderbilt, I will never know.
Never know.
But they did.
Wyoming,
but
too.
I think that. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Also,
Wyoming. Fuck. Which, by the way, to promote another podcast, I think Kayla will agree with me on this. If you're a fan of football, you got to listen to the Mazodcast. They talk about Mizzou a lot, but it's just pretty goddamn funny. It is a really funny podcast. Go and find the Mazodcast. I may get them to come on the show with us. They are some pretty cool guys. Have them come join us one evening. But go ahead.
Yeah, they need to be careful. I mean, that's going to be a hungry team. I think Drinkwitz, good offensive mind. I think he'll do the most he can with what talent he has. But I'll still say I'll give the Vols a win there.
Mike, who you got, Mizzou or Tennessee?
I'll go with Tennessee here. I think they'll eke one out. First year coach Missouri. I think they're going to take a little time. But I think it won't shock me here. It won't shock me if they lose this game. But I'll take Tennessee at home to figure it out. Win an ugly game.
Up next on the schedule is a trip to South Carolina on October the 10th. The Gamecocks, of course, got beat up at Tennessee last year. Looked like they didn't care the last quarter. Special teams kind of screwed the Gamecocks over a little bit. Gamecocks coming into this. What? Yeah, they were piss poor. I wasn't trying to run you down too much, Kale, but special teams were piss poor in that game. We'll give you that.
Special teams, so.
What'd you say?
Special teams why we lost. We had that game. We had that game won. We're a better team.
Get the fuck out of here with all that. You lost by a shit ton, Mike.
Okay.
Anyway, they come into Columbia this year.
Lose by a shit ton. Don't say that. What was
the final score, Kale? Tell us what the score was. Remember the final score last year, Kale?
41-21.
41-21. You lost by almost 3 touchdowns.
Okay, yeah, and you had 2 special teams touchdowns, correct? Jackass.
Special teams. That isn't.
I know they count. I'm just saying, though. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay, so in your mind, special teams aren't part of the game. Our special teams.
The part of the game. Here's the thing, though, Jackass.
They're part of the game. I'll say it like I said it the day after the game happened. They rode that punt return for a touchdown to a damn victory. I mean, very oftentimes you'll see this happen in a college football game where a really big play that just comes out of nowhere that you don't expect to happen just kind of breaks loose a tight, close game, which is exactly what it did there. Yeah. And it just happened to be with the home team and gave them a little bit of momentum. And then we just kind of, like you said, it was kind of like they quit. Had they not quit, I mean, who knows what would have happened.
I mean, hand clap to them. Good job, special teams. That's part of the game. They won the game. Congrats. I mean, they won the game. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, if they count on that, to duplicate that, say, well, they're going to come to Columbia now and score 2 more special teams touchdowns. Unlikely. Could it happen? Of course. With the fucking Gamecocks. Shit happens all the time to us. But unlikely.
Man, y'all are just. This is supposed to be about Tennessee this year, man.
I'm just saying.
Goddamn.
Just relax.
Shout out to Izzo. Was at my grandma's 80th birthday celebration that night and couldn't be more annoyed following that game through Twitter that evening. Pathetic. Just a note from behind the scenes here. The comrade and I will text back and forth throughout the week. We don't text on game day because the comrade goes into a hole when the South Carolina game starts, and he doesn't want to talk to me. It's actually kind of funny.
Well, I don't like to say shit in the heat of the moment that I will regret.
I don't bring what we have in text messages into this damn thing. You know that.
I know, but
I never do.
But to be honest with you, what I do during game day, okay, my best friend, my college roomie, I text with him nonstop, and those texts I hope never get out.
Yeah, well, that's funny.
But so I do that.
We'll revisit that. Let's get back to this game with Tennessee. I think that Tennessee has the good offensive line that we talked about. I think this game will be close, but I think Tennessee will get the win simply because I don't really know for sure what Mike Bobo is going to do with the offense. Now, I know that Mike's going to tell us, we've got a great fullback. And we've got this, and we can do all this great stuff with that. But the reality is to run the kind of offense that Mike Bobo wants to run where you're under center, you need a good offensive line. Gamecocks don't have a good offensive line. So give me Tennessee to win by 4 in the ghetto at Williams-Brice. Who you got, Caleb?
Yeah, this is one of those swing games, or not really a swing game. It's one of those toss-up games for both teams when you look at it on paper. And very oftentimes when you have games like this and you have a coach, or coaching staff like Muschamp, where this could be the last year or this may be the nail in the coffin, very oftentimes you will see those teams play up a little bit. And, once again, this Tennessee offensive line, really good, but that South Carolina defensive line is pretty stout. It's young, but it's pretty stout. There's a lot of talent there. I think those two could neutralize each other. We have a really good secondary. Some may say it's almost bordering on elite if everybody can bring their A game at once. J.C. Horn, Israel Kwamu. I mean, those guys are studs, man. You don't have really good wide receiver talent there. I worry about that. Well, I don't worry about it. I could give a shit, but I don't know. I don't think you're not coming. You're not coming to Columbia this year and winning. They're just not. You're just not. South Carolina's winning this game, and the SG1 Sports guy actually predicted this one too. Calling this one, he said South Carolina beat Georgia last year. And they upset them, and this could be an upset. This guy knows what he's talking about there on that front. Us beating them that wouldn't even be an upset, in my opinion. It's just goddamn point in the season. I mean, it's a toss-up game. It's a 50-50 game between two teams trying to there they go again, trying to find their way, and I think Cox win at home. They also got Alabama coming up in a couple of weeks, and for the first time, I think they think this one might be able to be competitive with Alabama. So I still go. We're looking forward to that. I mean, so they have to be looking ahead a little bit. Get caught looking ahead and just not play too well against the Gamecocks down the stretch. And we take the win there at home. So give me the Gamecocks and Coach Boom to take the win.
Coach Bum getting the win. Congratulations, comrade.
Coach,
I know that
Coach Bum.
You think that Tennessee's going to lose by 70, right?
No, I think Tennessee is worse than they were last year. And I think we're better than we were last year. We're home, and I'm not going to count on. Wait. I mean, we're better than. We have better coaching. We have better offensive game plan. I think we're better on defense. We got more experience at quarterback this year we had last year. Given the fact that Jake.
Okay, so hold on. Let me make sure that I understand.
Good call out on that, Mike. Good call out on that.
Let me make sure that I understand here.
Okay.
You think that your defense is going to be better without Javon Kinlaw, who was the best player from South Carolina.
I think we'll be better as a team.
Hold on. Will you let me finish, and then you can address each one, please,
player,
sir.
Jackass.
I have more than one player, sir, but you are too busy trying to gargle on Will Muschamp's taint that you won't calm down on him.
I haven't brought Will Muschamp once. I haven't brought him up one time. I haven't brought him one time on this show. Not one time. Okay? And listen, bottom line is this. Last year, we had a shit season. And during our shit part of our season, I think, we're better than Tennessee was. Okay? But we had a horrible game plan. Our special teams are crap. We're on the road. And they beat us. Tennessee is not as good as they were last year. Our place. This year, we have more experience at quarterback. I mean, last year, remember, Jake Bentley got hurt in game 1. Okay, so I mean, we had to play freshman quarterback the whole year, who was hurt most of the year. And on top of that, our game plan was horrible with him. This year, we're going to have an experienced quarterback. By the way, don't think that Colin Hill. It wouldn't shock me if Colin Hill plays this year.
If Colin Hill plays, y'all are going 1-11.
Honestly, right now, it would not shock me. And we're going to have a ball control offense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play smart, okay? And we're going to beat Tennessee. Whenever we 70, we'll beat Tennessee by about 7 points, okay? And bottom line, we are better than we were last year. Tennessee's worse than last year. The game's at our place. Boom.
Okay. Fine. Up next,
Cody Branch over on YouTube Live says better coaching with a bunch of laughing emojis like a little girl. Oh yeah, there's no way that we could possibly have better coaching. You have the 14th choice for head coach. Woo! We're awesome. Moving on.
Up next is
Jesus Christ.
For some reason, I like to goof, but when we have Tennessee, when we talk about Tennessee, Kale gets really fucking pissy, and so does the comrade. And then I start laughing because I start talking about Peyton Manning teabagging people. And Tennessee
John Gruden.
And they want John Gruden, but they're okay with Peyton Manning teabagging people. Yeah, if you're Peyton Manning, you can just go drop your nuts on a trainer's nose. That doesn't matter. But Peyton Manning's the best fucking thing ever. Tennessee fans are annoying as fuck, man. They're right up there.
I know it's not going to happen, but I would absolutely love to see Greg Schiano take the Rutgers Scarlet Knights like an 8-9 win season in a couple of years and rub their damn nose in it. So you could have had this, but you had to go with the you don't want me, so I want dumb fuck over there.
Anyway, moving along. Up next is Alabama. For the Alabama game, they get 2 weeks to prepare after they get their.
About 8 weeks. It won't matter. They can have all the weeks they want.
Holy shit, Mike! Can you stick with the format, sir?
Bama's going to slap them around.
Holy shit! I like Alabama to win by about 17 points in Knoxville. By 17. So I've got them winning by 17. So I'll give Tennessee the loss. Kale, are they beating Alabama or not?
They are not. I looked for that one to end up being. That ended up being about like ours was against them last year. About like ours was, about a 24-point loss. You know, I think they'll play.
Are you
They'll
gonna
play
bitch
all
and
right.
say it was special teams? Are you gonna bitch and say Bama beat them because of special teams and is that what you're
No,
gonna?
I just think Bama's gonna beat their ass.
Comrade,
I can see it being close at halftime, but they'll pull away. I mean, when was the last time they beat? What was the number one show on TV the last time Tennessee actually beat Alabama? Andy Griffith.
I will do the research on that. I don't know when the
it
last game was.
Dukes of Hazzard. I think it was Dukes.
It was not Dukes of Hazzard. You jerk.
I think Uncle Jesse
Perry,
was giving the
Perry
Duke
Mason.
Boys. I think Uncle
Comrade,
Jesse.
who do you got?
I think Bama wins by 17 in the first quarter. Then they win by another 17 in the second quarter. Then another 17 in the third quarter. Win by 21 in the fourth quarter. So add those up real quick. Okay, I can't even do it. They win by 50. Okay,
50.
And they embarrass you. And the downfall begins. Okay, and all of a sudden now you got a message board ball fans. I think I heard a friend of another friend tell me that John Gruden really wants to come to our school to coach. I swear to God, he wants to. He doesn't like Vegas anymore. He wants to coach our team. I think we should try to get Jerry Pruitt to buy him out. Bring Gruden in. I think it's going to happen.
By the way, 2007 was the last time Tennessee beat Alabama. The number one show in the country, ladies and gentlemen, was American Idol. I liked that show the first time it came on the air when it was called fucking Star Search. Stop it with American Idol.
4 stars. You know, American Idol, I like watching.
American Idol sucks ass.
The first week when all the crap singers are on there make fun of them.
We're all jerks. We just want to be the
Once
idiots.
they get rid of the crap singers, I stopped watching. I watched for the first.
That was good.
Like I like
that was good when Simon would be a dick, and he's like, after it's over, he's sitting there.
I love that because the people who are singing, they've been told, like their friends and family have been too scared to be honest with them. They've told them their whole life, you're really talented. Instead of being honest, so they go on TV, which is just cruel. You know, be honest with your people, okay? They go on there and they are shocked that they're bad. Like they look like they're stunned because everyone in their life has told them they're really, really good. And then, of course, they're god-awful. I love watching that part of the show. If that was the whole show, I'd watch it every damn week. But once the good singers, I'm like, I'm out then. But I love that part of the show.
All right. So enough about that. Up next, they play Arkansas a week later. Halloween weekend. They play the Hogs in Fayetteville. Give me Tennessee to take the win there. I think Arkansas is going to have to rebuild a good bit. Look for Felipe Franks to have a decent season, but I think Arkansas is going to get poked there by the Vols. So give the Vols the win. Who do you got there? We'll go with Mike first. Do you think Arkansas wins or Tennessee wins, Mike?
Addition by subtraction. Arkansas got rid of their worst part of their program, their head coach. I think Tennessee comes into that game
Mike.
limping. Okay? The Gamecocks beat them. Bama beat them by 50. They come in limping. They're hearing the John Gruden rumors, okay? Jeremy Pruitt's over there. I think they come in and they play a noon game in Arkansas, okay, with no one in the crowd, and they come out flat, and the Razorbacks go pick suey all over them. Take the Razorbacks to beat them in this game.
Cale, have you got the Razorbacks or the Vols?
Well, I mean, Arkansas – bad season last year, and the past few seasons. They got a 1,000-yard rusher coming back, Rakeem Boyd. They'll have to figure something out at quarterback position. Let's don't. If we're Arkansas,
you forgot Felipe Franks.
Hold on a minute. Let's not. Okay, guys. Let's not pretend like Felipe Franks is going to be the magic elixir to solve what you've been for the past few years, which is a shitty football team, because guess what? He's a shitty quarterback. He's had a lot better talent playing around him at the University of Florida than he's going to have playing at the University of Arkansas. I don't think he's going to make that big of an impact, but I do think that of the SEC games that Um, Arkansas has on the schedule before this one. This one is, and let me run them down, at Mississippi State, with a road game. Okay, which, I mean, who knows? The Texas A&M thing in Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and then they play Alabama and LSU at home. I think we can guarantee both those are probably losses. Texas A&M probably a loss. Mississippi State, and this is probably their best chance of all that to win an SEC game. They're like, oh, for the last 3 years, Tennessee. Don't let it be you. Okay? Don't let it be you. Auburn didn't want to let it be them when they screwed the pooch and let you guys beat them a couple years ago. So this team's going to win an SEC game sometime or other. And this one I want to talk about Arkansas real quick, too. You know, just because they've had a few shitty years, and people are quick to damn forget that, I mean, Arkansas has got a really good football tradition. And this is, you know, one of the members of that old Southwest Conference. I mean, they're tough. I mean, I remember it was God knows how long it was after we joined the SEC before South Carolina was able to beat them. They used to be our cross division rival every year.
I think that Arkansas. I've got a cool stat on Arkansas. I think they're the only team in the Power 5 conference that has had a coach that would have coached at South Carolina and a coach that coached at Clemson, because Danny Ford went there and Lou Holtz coached there as well. I think they're the only team to do that. Anyway, that's just useful knowledge. So, but are you picking Tennessee or are you going with Arkansas, Kale? That's a tough one for Kale.
I see this one playing out kind of like the Missouri game did last year. I think it can be close, but let me give that one to the Vols. Still, I don't know. I have a sneaky suspicion that Arkansas is going to get up off the mat this year. I have a sneaky suspicion. Let me say this: they will get back quicker from 0-8 in the SEC back to getting positive. They'll get back quicker than Tennessee did. How about that?
Fair enough. Up next is Kentucky.
I think you will.
Arkansas needs Casey Dick. They had Casey Dick at quarterback. Bring back the Dick, Arkansas. That'll get you going.
Mallet.
No, the Dick. Bring the Dick back. It's all about Dick, Kale. Up next is November 7th, Kentucky at home. I'm tough on this game because I think Kentucky is going to be pretty good this year. Give me Kentucky to get the win over Tennessee on the road. Coach Stoops is the most underrated coach in the conference. He gets the most out of nothing. You're going to eat a ton of chicken salad every time you go to Kentucky. So I think Kentucky gets the win. So give me the Wildcats. Kale, you got Kentucky or Tennessee?
Kentucky's another team. They're kind of similar to Tennessee. They really are. Really good offensive line. Skill position talent. Kind of lacking a little bit. I do think they are better at the running back position. And I think that's where that gives them the edge in this game. However, how many years? Fun fact: you know how many years it's been since Kentucky's won in Knoxville? It's been.
I can look it up. It's been a while.
Look it up real quick. I'm telling you, I think it was in the 80s.
It couldn't have been because Tennessee went winless in the conference one year, so they play Kentucky every year. So it had to be.
Yeah, I think they played them on the road though.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'm looking that up. So, are you taking Tennessee or Kentucky? I'll give you that stat in a minute, then we'll get Comrade. Who do you got, Kale?
This is one that I think Tennessee's got to have. Give me the Vols in this one. I think they're going to win the close one against Kentucky at home. All right. Comrade, who you got?
I think this is going to be a classic. I think all 14 people watching on TV are going to really enjoy this game. And I'm going to
Sir, nothing about these two teams screams classic.
I mean, a classic. I mean, if Jefferson Pilot Sports is still around, this would be a JP Sports game. This would be a JP classic noon game, okay? And it'd be a great game. I think Tennessee gets the big win. And Jimmy Pruitt says, we're back. Screw John Gruden. We're back for now. I think they get the win.
19.
I think they win 13-12. Kentucky misses 4 field goals.
Fuck out of here. 1984. That's the last time that Tennessee lost at home to Kentucky. Comrade was in his
That was
late
back when the
40s.
Gamecocks. I bet that was the same week. I bet that was the same week we thumped Notre Dame.
Probably
on
was.
The road.
Probably
Yeah.
was.
When Joe Morrison was over there smoking his cigarette on the sideline, figuring out what Mike Hold was going to do next.
Has Clemson ever beaten Notre Dame in the road before? Has Clemson ever won in Notre Dame before? They ever done that?
Yes.
Paul Dukes 11 says, "Do you remember Lorenzen? Who could forget him? He was awesome, man.
He was a big old quarterback.
He was no Tim.
God rest his soul.
He was no Tim Couch.
He's dead. He's dead, right, comrade? Stop talking about people that are dead. What the hell's wrong with you? We've been over this before. If somebody's got cancer or is dying or has AIDS or whatever, the comrade has to talk bad about him.
So if I die tomorrow, does that make better? I'm the best Gamecock quarterback of all time then? If I die tomorrow,
why not?
Hey, man,
why not? The rest of them haven't been worth a shit. So why not?
If I die tomorrow, I'm better than Connor Shaw. Until Connor Shaw dies. But if I die tomorrow, I'm better than Connor Shaw. Okay.
Fucking A right. I'll buy that. Why not? So with that, you guys have Tennessee getting the win. Up next, they play Georgia. And Georgia, that game is in Athens. I'm taking the Bulldogs to win, even though wouldn't surprise me if they went in there and kicked Kirby Smart in his woman parts. So, but give me Georgia to get the win. Kale, who you got?
Yeah, by this point in time in the season, I mean, they're getting a lot of flack. Getting a lot of flack. Where's Jamie Newman going to be? Is he going to be a good quarterback for Georgia? I hear about, he hadn't played against any real competition at Wake Forest. Bullshit. I mean, hell, he won the damn Pinstripe Bowl against Michigan State. He plays Clemson. He plays Florida State every year. Louisville. I mean, they play decent competition.
Actually, they lost that game to Michigan State, Kale. But go ahead.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
well,
I believe
it was close. Goddamn,
it was close.
Anyway. Okay, I'm working on something here. But I mean, I think was coached up really well at Wake Forest. He'll be one of the smartest quarterbacks in the SEC by the time he gets to Georgia. And by this time of the year, he'll have it figured out. I think they get the win. I think Jamie Newman runs all over Tennessee's mediocre defense, throws all over them a little bit too. They got Demetrius Robinson and what's his name? Is it George Pickens? That's
yep.
Didn't Tennessee have a wide receiver last name Pickens at one time too?
I'm sure they did. They had a running back named. Hey, they had a running back named Pig Howard that ran all over the fucking Gamecocks. I remember him.
Shut up.
Who did?
Shut up.
Pig Howard ran all over the Gamecocks. You know Pig Howard. Pig Howard kept your best team ever out of the SEC championship game. You remember that story.
Oh, okay. God, okay. Anyway, running backs, Zeus and Cook. There's a lot of weapons there. There's just too much weaponry from Georgia. I don't think Tennessee's going to be able to keep this. They might be able to keep it close for a while. I see the Bulldogs getting the win.
Comrade, who you got, Georgia or Tennessee?
In order to win between the hedges, you have to have a great coaching staff. Okay. Bottom line, you got to have a staff that just is elite. Let's break it down. Okay. And Tennessee doesn't have it. Okay. You look at the teams that have gone in the Athens in the hedges and won, they're all done by great coaching staffs. And Jimmy Pruitt doesn't quite measure up. He's average. He's not great.
Yeah.
So take Georgia.
Good enough for this game. Anyway, all right. Up next, they play Troy at home. You got Troy or Tennessee. I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game over Troy.
I'm going to say that Troy is down by 6. And, they're down by 6. Tennessee, I think will go well, no, hold on. I think Troy's up by 6. Troy's up by 6. Tennessee has the ball at the Troy goal line, and they go to run it in, and the Tennessee guy fumbles the ball, and Troy returns it for a touchdown. The referee calls it back and says it was not a fumble. And Tennessee
Who have you got, Troy or Tennessee?
Wins by 1. So I'll take Tennessee to win by 1 point on a bad referee call.
Comrade Kale, who do you got, Troy or Tennessee?
You off. You know it's true. You know it's true.
Sight unseen, that because I have not studied up on Troy like I should have before we went into this podcast tonight. Don't really know what they got coming back. I know that they're always really talented, one of the better Power 5 teams from that Sun Belt Conference with App State. With that being said, I like Tennessee to get the win here, but it'll be another game. It'll be a little bit too close for comfort during some points. You're coming back from Georgia, you're probably licking your wounds a little bit. We often see teams are licking their wounds, just kind of have a ho-hum game. I found them. Troy is projected to go 5-7 this year in the Sun Belt, so maybe not that great.
All right.
So I think they were 5-7 last year. That's surprising. They were 5-7. I didn't know that. They had a losing record. Okay, Tennessee wins comfortably. Moving on.
Moving on, we go to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, the final game of the season. Of course, that game will be in. Make sure I give you the correct spot here. That game will be in Nashville. There'll be about 12 fucking fans there.
No fans
so,
there.
12 fans. No one will give a shit.
Vanderbilt's attendance at their damn home stadium is the only fucking team in the SEC that the coronavirus is not going to affect. There wouldn't have been nobody in the stands.
Vanderbilt will not be a fucking problem. Will not be a problem. Give me Tennessee to win the Vanderbilt.
You can play the game in the Memorial Gym and have as many fans there.
That might be a good idea, Kale. Anyway, I've got Tennessee getting the win there. Kale, do you got Tennessee or Vandy?
I think that Tennessee has too much talent for Vanderbilt. I don't even know. They don't have it figured out at running back, quarterback, or the wide receiver, any of the skill positions, really. They're going to have a rough year. Right. But they do have all 11 starters returning on defense, and defense is Derek Mason's specialty. And he's another guy kind of in that Muschamp mold who's going to be fighting for a job this year, fighting to keep it. So he might pull a few little surprises out of his hat. We'll see. All right. I think Tennessee wins.
Comrade, who you got? Tennessee or Vanderbilt?
I think in a thriller down to the wire. I think Tennessee pulls it out. I'm going to say 14-10 in a classic.
So you've got Tennessee with the win there.
They couldn't anchor down enough.
Anchor down enough. All right, so our final predictions. I've got Tennessee going 7-5. Comrade has Tennessee going 1, 2, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. Oh no, you picked them to lose.
I think I go 7-5. I got to beat Oklahoma though. You guys all get excited about that, and then all of a sudden you go to
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and wins 7-5 for the Comrade. Kale, on the other hand, has Tennessee at. Make sure I got Kale's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kale's got him at 7-5. So we all have him at 7-5. Comrade has the interesting pick here because he has them at beating Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Losing to Arkansas. Arkansas is going to happen. It's going to be Oklahoma, and Tennessee fans will be celebrating like T. Martin just freaking showed up on their apartment. Okay? But the Arkansas game, they'll be looking for John Gruden. By the time Arkansas beats them, they'll be, sitting there with John Gruden rumors on Twitter.
Fair enough. All right, so we're going to take about a few minutes here, and we'll take some phone calls. We'll answer some comments from the chat room here. Thank you, Carolina Jackpot, for saying that Tennessee would win comfortably. Yeah, I think Tennessee wins comfortably too. Kale's right. I think Comrade, his least favorite team other than Georgia and Clemson is probably Tennessee. Tennessee's, as our buddy Bruce Pritchard would say,
I don't bring feelings into this. I'm giving you my unbiased opinion. I don't bring feelings into my predictions.
No, you don't.
Okay? I don't bring feelings in my predictions. I'm sorry.
You most certainly do, Comrade.
I do not.
Well, yeah, there you go.
I don't bring feelings.
Brock up in the comment section said Clemson and LSU had trouble with Troy in the past. Yeah, and I thought, thinking about that too. But that was when Larry Blakeney was the coach at Troy, and then they had Neil Brown, who's ended up at West Virginia. Now they got some jamoke down there that went 5-7 last year at Troy, and predicted to go 5-7 this year. They maybe been on a downturn. So,
all right. Well, let's take this call, gentlemen. Caller, welcome into the show.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. This is Texas A&M fan.
Gentlemen, can you hear the caller?
I can hear him.
I can.
Hello? Yeah.
Hey,
this is Texas.
Hey, what's up, brother? What did you think about our stuff with Tennessee? What do you think about Tennessee, man?
Yeah, that was a good take. I used to, like I said, I kind of remember Tennessee back from the Bear Bryant days and the early days of football. They would always come close, but they could never get over the hump. And I think that's kind of their deal this year too. I don't think they're going to do. Yeah.
All right, you call the show. Are they going 7-5, 8-4? You got them going 6-6.
Prediction on them. I think they probably do. I'm right in line with you guys, 7-5. I think the hot seat gets hotter up there in Tennessee. So I mean, it's just too bad because I mean they got a lot of tradition. I think they got a hound dog or some shit up there. I mean they're backwards up there, but it's all
right. Comrade, did you hear that? Did you hear what he just said? They got a hound dog up there, but it's all right. That's funny.
I heard.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, funny story.
Man. Sure. Go ahead, Cale.
Funny story about that. A couple of years ago at the flea market in Pickens, South Carolina, I almost spent $300 and bought one of those dogs. Yeah.
Holy
so I had a bunch of blue tick hound puppies.
He's gonna like my next comment though.
But we live in a subdivision.
What's going on at the campus at A&M now?
What is that?
And
well, it seems like that some of the guys on the football team want to take down the statue in front of the main part of campus there. They want to take down a statue.
Why is that?
Well, the statue's been there for 102 years, and the thing about it is, the guy that the statue's for, he's the first president at A&M, and I think it's ludicrous that they would even mention removing the statue.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a big controversy. The guy was the first president of the college, and the fact that he fought in the Civil War, that makes him a bad person.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to get into that tonight, man. But hey, I appreciate you giving us a call, brother. Thanks so much for joining us on the show, man. We'll talk to you on Sunday.
Hey, listen, I've got something football related though.
Go ahead.
That big drawn out thing about changing the SEC conference and all that to try to make the playoffs fair.
Right.
I got another solution. I want you guys to think about. Clemson's won 5 conference titles in a row.
Sure.
Oklahoma's won 5 conference titles in a row. Ohio State's won 3 conference titles in a row. So if nothing changes, these guys are going to continue to be in the playoffs every year. So my solution would be, why don't you have every year schedule Clemson to play Ohio State and Oklahoma, vice versa, Oklahoma to play Ohio State and Clemson, and Ohio State to play Clemson and Oklahoma. Then at least they'll have at least one game on their season that they have to play football before the playoffs come around. So that's just my take on that. If you want to even anything out, you need to play somebody, and that's the perfect solution with no changes.
Well, I appreciate your call, buddy. Thank you. The argument against that, ladies and gentlemen, is that, and Comrade may be shocked when I say this, we don't know for sure if Clemson's going to be the dominant team they are now 5 years down the road. They could go back to being behind Florida State and maybe even Louisville. I mean, that's not that far-fetched. I mean,
I
look.
didn't get to finish my story.
Okay, go, Kale. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, with the blue tick hound thing, we live in a subdivision, and I called a couple people for I made the ultimate decision not to buy this dog, and they were like, Kel, that thing is going to sing, and he's going to bark and howl all night long. If he can't, they need to be in the country. So I made the decision not to buy this dog for a pet.
Blue tick hound.
So,
yeah.
There's that.
All right. Let's head back out to the phones. Caller, welcome to the show.
Hey, Rob, Mike, Kale, how you guys doing?
Good. What's going on, friend? What you got?
Doing good.
No, I didn't get to hear the whole your whole comments on the whole Bubba Wallace thing, but
go back and listen to the replay of the show if you want. But do you have a comment on the Bubba Wallace thing?
Yeah, I did hear you say that it was to some extent the Jackie Robinson of NASCAR. I don't know if you're aware of it, but there was a gentleman by the name of Wendell Scott.
I do remember Wendell Scott. The reason that I consider him the Jackie Robinson of NASCAR is because he finished second at Daytona. He also finished third at the Brickyard. He's an actual viable driver. No disrespect to Mr. Scott, but Bubba Wallace he's been somewhat successful. If you finish second at Daytona and third at the Brickyard, you're at least a decent driver.
Yeah, I think by comparison, if you look at shall we say, the ease with which Bubba Wallace and Wendell Scott had making it up the ranks in NASCAR, I'd say that if you look at what Wendell Scott went through, it was probably a tougher road for him.
That's a very fair statement, sir. I use that as an example, and you're probably right on that.
And interesting note, his first race as a top level NASCAR driver was in Spartanburg on March 4th, 1961. To this whole issue with Bubba Wallace, my thing is people sitting here telling me and saying on social media that he's a second-rate driver. I talked to a good buddy of mine about it. I talked to a good buddy of mine who's a native of Darlington, and he says, and he essentially agreed with me that in today's NASCAR, you're not necessarily driving for wins, you're driving for position. And just because a driver maybe has single-digit wins or doesn't win at all, there's more to it than just winning races. And like you said, Bubba has basically, in a way, proven himself to be a very viable driver. And I don't think Richard Petty would put him in his cars if he was anything but a very highly viable driver. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring up the whole thing with Wendell Scott. And
I appreciate you correcting me, sir. I did that as kind of a point because I'm upset about that stuff. I admit that, but you're right about Wendell Scott. I meant no disrespect to Mr. Scott. I just think as far as being a top tier driver, Bubba Wallace is top 10, top 15 in NASCAR, in my opinion. I wouldn't have a problem putting Bubba Wallace in a car if I were sponsoring it. I mean, he's a good guy, and he's going to be competitive. He's not going to embarrass you. It's not going to be like he's going to go out there and wreck and do crazy shit. He's a pretty good driver. So there's that. So hey man,
your competitiveness is the big qualifier for NASCAR nowadays. So
yeah, man,
you can be competitive. You can keep a ride.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Come on. We appreciate you listening to the show, man, and calling in. Thanks so much. If you missed anything I said about that, you can check it out on the podcast, which you can find Apple iTunes. You can find it on the iHeartRadio app, wherever you you want to go with that.
You
All
can
right.
find out there right beside Jim Cornette.
All right, guys,
Goddamn.
y'all have a good one.
Jim Cornette, yeah. Well, we got one other person that wants to talk Tennessee. So you just messaged me over
Oh,
here.
Lord.
You are welcome. Let's see here. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Let's see here. Someone says, I really like to talk about Tennessee. Down in the 843. So give us a call. You can call right now, and you will be our final caller.
That would be a Charlestonian, correct?
Charles from Chucktown. Broccoli says, do you think South Carolina will play better than what they're expected to play? No, sir. I think South Carolina will be a shithole. Comrade thinks they will be good, though. Caller, welcome to the show. What you got for the show, man? Hello. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go. What you got?
Yeah. Is Carolina Jackpot there? Can you hear me?
He can hear you.
All right, well, I'm talking about Tennessee.
Okay, well, what do you got for Tennessee, man?
I believe that they are going to be at least 10 and whatever this year.
Cale, are you hearing this? He thinks they're going to be 10 and whatever.
What?
Caller, why do you think Tennessee is going to be 10 and whatever? But better question. They play 12 games. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. But of the 12 games, which two do you think they're going to lose if you think they're going 10-2? What do you think, caller?
Gamecocks.
Well, you know they're going to beat South Carolina.
Exactly.
Lost your mind.
I'm asking you who you think they're going to lose to, caller. I mean, you say they're going to go 10. So what are the two?
Well, they'll beat Florida. They'll beat Georgia.
Caller, I'm with you. Which two do they lose, sir? I didn't ask you who they beat. I asked you which two do they lose?
Stop telling us who they're going to beat.
We got you. Which two?
I guess it would be Vanderbilt in Kentucky.
Good Lord.
In the words of Jim Cornette, thanks for calling, caller. Goddamn. With that, this guy says they're going 10-2 and they're losing to Vanderbilt and Kentucky.
He said 10 and something. What did he say?
10 and something. I was breaking it down for him. I thought that was Comrade. That was I thought that was Cale, like calling from his cell phone to mock Tennessee. That's what I thought.
This is a call though.
Nah.
I think Comrade's the best.
It's part of the show. My wife's over here bitching at me saying I shouldn't be rude to the callers. That guy was drunker than fuck and thought that Tennessee they were going to lose to Vanderbilt and Kentucky. I thought I was pretty nice to him.
Hello, I'm a caller. Comrade's the best.
Hello, let me answer the phone. Hey, guess what? Comrade is in love with Will Muschamp. I wish that he'd bring his carpet wagon over here.
Tennessee predictions. I agree with him 100%. He's so smart.
God damn, you are dumb. By the way, we'll take calls on Sunday night as well. We appreciate the callers that called in this evening. Sunday night, we'll move to an ACC team. Which ACC team would you like to preview on Sunday, Comrade? We'll let you pick.
Pick one of the ACC powers. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, just pick one out of the hat. Let's do Louisville. Let's do the Ville, my sleeper team that everyone mocked last time we were in the show. Louisville. Let's do Louisville. Let's do the Cardinals.
All right. So, goddamn. Son, you know, speaking of Louisville, that's where Jim Cornette lives, in Louisville. So it will be the Jim Cornette edition as we talk about the Louisville Cardinals on Sunday night. By the way, we'll answer Broccoli's question real quick. Do you think South Carolina will play better than what they're expected to play? The players want Muschamp to stay, and they're determined to play a lot better than last year.
Damn right, Broccoli, you nailed it. Broccoli just nailed it.
I was going to tell him Brock's being a very optimistic Gamecock fan. I'm fine with that.
He's seen. He's a very educated Gamecock man. because he's exactly right. The players love Will Muschamp. They run through a wall for him. They know he's in the hot seat, and they're going to play their ass off. And we got Mike Bobo there, fullback you. That's why the ball will bounce our way this year. We'll be prepared. We're going to win some games that we're not supposed to win. Okay, 8-4.
He's right. I mean, if you're one of the 2,000 people that listened to my Clemson prediction video a couple of weeks ago, and I broke down game by game, and that's one of my talking points on that one is that this could be the Waterloo, could be his swan song, and oftentimes you see teams just play out of their minds when faced with something like that. So we'll see.
Well, with that, gentlemen, I think we've done enough on Tennessee. We'll talk about the Ville on Sunday. My wife is pissed off at me because I was rude to a caller, but the caller was dumb.
She think it now you're rude to me.
That's because you're a Russian, dude. She doesn't like you.
Tell your wife that she needs to come. I won't kind of give it away, but she needs to change employment and come over to the good side. That's all I'm going to say. Follow her leader. Tell her to follow her leader and come on over.
Anyway. Yeah, so this is Stephen Lynch's Tennessee. This is what I really think about Tennessee. Sweet Tobacco Grows. It's a great song. Shut up.
God awful. You heard me.
You don't think this song is great?
No,
what the fuck
I don't think it's great. It's got Tennessee in it. It sucks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, thanks for listening to the Rob Conrad and Kale Show. We'll talk about the Ville on the Jim Cornette Louisville edition on Sunday night. Thanks a lot, guys.